Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I am Dorios, and today we are here with a little speed build, and it's a speed build for a series I know a lot of y'all are very excited to be coming back, hopefully, eventually. But this is gonna be the ultimate decade speed build. We are in Hemford on Bagley. I'm very excited for it. I'm excited to be getting back into building the lots for this world. I think what we're going to be doing for the Ultimate Decade Challenge is we're going to be building up all the different lots first, primarily, and then after we build up all the different lots, we will actually start the series again, or we're going to at least build up some lots. Like, maybe not every single lot needs to be built up right away, but we're going to try to build up a few lots that I frequent in the game. So, like, for example, we're building a tavern right now. We're building the Gnomes Arms Tavern. We're keeping the name. We're just changing it to Tavern instead because I can use signage and stuff like that. And we can place down gnomes and things as like little extra things. But yeah, so here we go. It's already pretty much looking like how it's going to look like as far as the exterior goes for most of it. I am actually really happy with this build. I think it might be one of my favorite builds that I've ever done, which makes me really happy. It also only took me like 3 hours to build, which I was pretty proud of myself for. Excuse me, I just burped. I know you guys couldn't hear it, but oh my goodness. Anyway, I'm also really proud of the fact that this only took me 3 hours to make. It doesn't use any CC, which is also really nice that we actually have stuff now in the game where we can make this nice of looking like of a build for the Ultimate Decades Challenge, but without any CC. Like, that is absolutely insane. Also, as you guys can probably see, I don't have a face cam for this speed build. I decided against it this time because I wanted kind of like a more easy video to make where I don't have to look any certain way. I just need to talk into the microphone. I hope you guys don't mind that. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys think that that's fine, or if you guys prefer the face cam. I can bring the face cam back. Just for this week, I decided to take it away for this specific video. So that way I could, just kind of talk and not have to worry about appearances or anything. I have been trying and struggling to keep up with content with my new job. It's been a whole ordeal. Like, I'm not used to having a job anymore, and then also creating content for YouTube, so it's been a struggle for me lately, but it's not too big of a struggle. We're working our way through it. From this build, as you guys can probably see, most of it, if you get for the exterior, at least, if you guys have the castle kit, if you guys have growing together, no, not growing together. Actually, yeah, growing together and get together, and then if you guys obviously have Hemford on Bagley, cottage living, most of it should be there for the exterior of the build itself. Some of the small things, like I know, everyone's gonna hate me for this one. I used the Star Wars pack for this one, Journey to Batuu, because I love these tables. You cannot tell me that these aren't like the perfect medieval tables with the Journey to Batuu pack. Like, I absolutely love them. I honestly probably should have like taken them inside the tavern, but I wanted different tables and chairs inside the tavern instead because, I wanted to do that. I also made this little corner piece where it was kind of like, this was like the original structure. Maybe if you guys know something about the history of like England and just like those islands in general, that at some point the Roman Empire did come over and did build a bunch of like their more Roman-esque structures, which is why you can see that like throughout Europe in general, if we're being honest. But I thought maybe that's part of like the old building that's kind of just become decrepit and fell apart, and they didn't continue building up that part. They decided to make it more of like a garden area. We have like a wedding arch. That wedding arch does get changed out for a stone one that I didn't realize we had. And yeah, I think it came out really nice. I really like the exterior of this build. I do think it is my absolute favorite exterior that I've ever created for a build in general. I think this build in general might just be my favorite build that I've ever completed in The Sims, and it doesn't use any CC. It uses basically every pack in the game, which I am sorry. Like I said, like the packs that you need there's not many that you absolutely need for the exterior to work for you. But As long as you guys have the packs for the exterior, I feel like you can remake the interior with either CC or with other packs without too much of a hassle. I did use a lot of Horse Ranch as well, because as you guys know, Horse Ranch has a ton of stuff for like more wooden, more like rustic looking furniture, which we definitely utilized for the Ultimate Decades Challenge. I think I'm going to be trying to make this Ultimate Decades Challenge a lot less dependent on CC. I am still going to be using CC for clothing, because clothing, I feel like, is something, unless we got a pack that was specifically for medieval clothing or period clothing, it's not going to work. Like, the in-game clothing just won't work. So, you know, that's what we're dealing with at the moment. But I really love how this came out. Like, I love these beams that we added on the bottom as well. I think it looks so cool. I love it so much. Like I said, this is one of my favorite builds. The only thing I wish that we could do is have it be set as a bar for the lot type, but also have it be rented out up above, because I think we have a total of 6 units or 6 or 7 like living rooms, like living spaces, bedrooms, because they're pretty much just bedrooms, because it is a medieval tavern. There is only an outdoor bathroom, which we did use the Horse Ranch outdoor bathroom for that, because again, Horse Ranch looks a lot more rustic than most other like kits and expansion packs and stuff like that. So I used a lot of it. But it is also going to start looking like it's going a ton faster here in a second, just because I did speed this up to like 1200% speed, something like that. It's a crazy amount of sped up, okay? But I was debating putting up some signage here, but none of the signs really worked, just because I thought about it and I was like, well, if we're being like trying to be somewhat historically accurate, Sims wouldn't have been able to really read at that point. Oh, right here, I was just showing my roommate some stuff, but yeah, Sims wouldn't really be able to read at that point. And it just didn't make sense to put signage if the Sims technically wouldn't be able to read the signage. I also did like the Henford on Bagley or the Cottage Living bar at first, but then I decided against it. Decided to use the Horse Ranch one, because the Horse Ranch one doesn't have like anything modern behind it really. It's pretty much just like, I think, plates and cups and bowls and things like that. Something else that I don't know for sure if it actually functions is the sink that I placed down in this build. There is a sink in the build. I did place a bucket over the faucet to see if I can kind of cheat it to look less like a modern sink. And if it worked, great. I haven't player tested that sink specifically yet. So if it doesn't work, I am sorry in advance. I didn't test it. You can just take off the bucket if you want the sink to work. That's all I have to say to that. But yeah, back here, I made this really cool like little bar area. So like a custom built-in thing. I'm putting all the chairs on the tables. I thought I'd have a lot more room than what I did. So yeah, I think there's 4 tables in total. There's like a dancing space. There is an organ, because I believe that those were around in the medieval period, but pianos as they are now were not. I did hide a TV behind the fireplace. So if your Sims are just staring at the fire very intensely, they're probably just watching TV, okay. But I also put those speakers up because I thought they just kind of looked like nice little wooden built things. Because for the bar, we did have to have speakers, we did have to have a TV. Those were just a couple of requirements that I had to place down somewhere. I did place a bunch of like the mugs from the clutter kits and plates and stuff, and also these baskets. Like I said, I literally used like every single pack you can possibly think of, every single thing. And most of the stuff wasn't from debug. Most of the debug items I think were the plants that I used outside and the planters that the plants are in. But everything else is pretty much like that you can find in the game. So yeah, if you guys are like wondering where things are, you can probably find them as long as you have the corresponding packs, kits, stuff packs, whatever in the game. And one thing I do wish we had more of were tapestries. Like, because we do have some tapestries, but they're either like very much so themed after horses, which is okay, but not my favorite thing ever. Or they're like the vampire tapestries, which are also okay, but they're not my favorite thing for this. There is this like medieval portrait of a royal family, which I thought was great. We could place that down. And yeah, I started placing a bunch of hay down because I was watching this show the other day. It's called Ghost. It's on, I think, Paramount Plus or Peacock. I don't remember which. We have a lot of streaming services that we get for free from subscribing to other things, so that's why we have so many of those, just as a FYI. But on one of those streaming services, there's this show called Ghosts, and the other day I saw an episode where they were talking about like making their own like wine or bar or something like that, or secret speakeasy, and they're talking to a guy from I think Civil War? No, from the War of Independence for the United States. And he was like, oh, well, if you don't put hay down, they're just gonna pee everywhere, haha. So I thought that was very interesting to think about. And I was like, I'm gonna put hay like everywhere in this tavern because we have the bedding, like the rug now from like Horse Ranch. And I thought it worked out really well. We also put some places to hang your clothes and clean your clothes, clean your laundry, because it is a tavern, but it is also a space for you to like live in. I imagine that like the tavern keeper or innkeeper, whatever you want to call them, would live here. I also put down the Horse Ranch dance like area, I guess you can call it. I don't know what to call it exactly, but I didn't love how it looked by itself, but it's the best one that we had that I liked the most. I just kind of wanted to cover up the stars, you know, but I couldn't figure out a good way to do that. So if you guys want to do that, you still can. But yeah, we have the little dance area in there, which I thought was perfect. It is a tavern. They're exciting. That's fun. I placed down some bugs. I like to place down fireflies, and I like to place down mosquitoes and stuff like that, just to like add a little bit of life into a build. We're not going to see those in the speed build. We also have this muck bucket, which I thought was perfect for the toilet area. I thought that was kind of funny. But yeah, there's a sink you can see. I did place a bucket over it, like I said. Again, I don't know if it works or not. You guys can test it out for yourselves. I did try to put a lot of detail into here. I put quite a few gnomes around just because it is like the Gnomes Arms like tavern. So I thought that'd be great. It is not called the Gnomes Arms Tavern in the like gallery. It is just called Medieval Tavern in the gallery. My gallery name is IDoriosI, so you guys should be able to find it through that. I like this little gardening area as well, which I thought they could get like produce from for the tavern over there. And here in a second, you're gonna see me go upstairs and really relatively quickly build out all the different like bedrooms and stuff, like lay it out and everything. Oh my goodness, I'm talking too much and not taking enough breaths. Dorian, it's okay. You can breathe. It's fine. But yeah, I did do this like two tile like hallway, if I can say the words. Horse Ranch again for a lot of this. So if you guys have Horse Ranch, this is gonna look a lot better. For the wood and everything, I think it'll be great too if you're trying to do your own Ultimate Decade series. Horse Ranch is absolutely vital for like indoor furniture and stuff like that. That's wooden in my personal opinion. It just looks so good. And yeah, so here's these hallways. I section them off into a bunch of different rooms. We use the Horse Ranch, like, what are they called? Archway. So that way we could go through and get to all the rooms. And this is where it's going to get a little bit disorienting. I am sorry. It's just with the speed that I have it on. So that way this video isn't literally like an hour long. But I did decide to use just the Horse Ranch beds. I thought that these nicer beds would be like the tavern owners. Like maybe they have their bed with like their child or something there. And I decided to use bunk beds for a lot of the other rooms as well. Just because like it made sense. This room specifically is maybe like the cheapest accommodations. You don't really get your own room, but you get a bed. There's a chamber pot for every 2 beds. You know, everyone gets their own like wardrobe. And then later on, I realized that we have chests with Horse Ranch. They're not necessarily count as wardrobes, so you wouldn't be able to change your clothes there. But it looked really cool with the chest. We put some hay around and everything. The rooms themselves aren't super detailed. They're not really decorated or anything. I figured if it's a tavern and you're just trying to stay the night in the room in a bed, it doesn't really matter like how decorated it is. And for the chamber pots, I did just use the child chamber pots or the toddler chamber pots that came with the residential rental expansion pack, because I figured that those would work okay. I really hope that we eventually get like adult chamber pots. I think that'd be absolutely fantastic. Since we have the castle kit now, I'm kind of hoping that we get like a medieval furniture kit or something, or medieval, like 2 medieval kits. Like I'd love a Create a Sim kit for medieval. And I'd also love an items kit where it's like a chamber pot and a bathtub that doesn't necessarily have a faucet on it. And same with the toilet, like maybe another toilet that doesn't have like any type of thing or something like that. You know, I just think it'd look amazing. I think it'd look fantastic. I would love that from the game. There are also 2 different storage rooms. There's one on the 3rd floor and one on the 2nd floor, just because I don't want to make that many bedrooms and living spaces. But, you know, again, I know this speed build is like super speed. Again, it's just, I might need to slow it down next time. Maybe next time I will slow it down. But I hope you guys all enjoyed this speed build, enjoyed me talking a little bit. I'm excited to get back into Ultimate Decades Challenge because it's been too long, y'all. It's really been too long since I've played it. But we first have to build up the entire world again. So, you know, that is what it is. I will show you guys a couple of pictures here in a second to show off the whole tavern as a whole, since it is going so crazy fast. You can find it on the gallery, IDoriosI, like I said. I'd like to say a quick thank you to all the members over on YouTube. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you to anyone who leaves a super chat or anything like that as well. I do appreciate you guys as well. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I will see you guys all for the next video. Bye guys, have a fantastic rest of your day.